Hi, I'm David Greshler. I'm Director of the Integrated Virtualization Strategy Group here at Microsoft.
And my name is Edwin Ewan. I'm also a product manager for the same integrated virtualization group. Now, David, we've talked to a lot of our customers, and we've been telling customers that the Microsoft solution is approximately 1/3 the cost of the VMware solution. But a lot of those customers are asking for more details on how exactly do we get to those figures. Can you explain a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. So, as you said, our server virtualization solution is approximately 1/3 the cost of VMware, and here's how. It starts with the operating system. We've got a license. It's called Windows Server Enterprise Edition License, which gives you the right to run 4 virtual machines per physical box. And so if you do the calculation using that license, right, and of course Windows Server 2008 already has a hypervisor in it, if you look at our stack, it's really just a matter of adding Windows Server Enterprise License and the System Center license, which gives you the right to all 4 System Center products.
Okay.
Combined, for 5 physical boxes, that comes in around $21,000. Right? If you look at VMware, you still need the license for Windows, so you would still need the Enterprise license. But in addition to that, now you need to add Virtual Center, which is the server that manages all 5 boxes, and that cost is approximately, on their website, list price, $7,318. And you would need their VI3 Enterprise, which includes their hypervisor, but also their management. And you would need 5 copies of that, and that comes in per copy at, on their website again, $8,425. So when you look at that stack, you look at the Enterprise license stack, plus VI3 Enterprise, plus vServer, you're talking about a cost of approximately $61,000 versus, with us, right, Enterprise plus the System Center offering, which comes in around $1,504, right, at $21,000. So again, it's approximately 1/3 the cost. Both have 2 years SA, both are list price.
So David, that explains how we are approximately 1/3 the cost. But what if customers want to run more than 4 virtual machines or have larger machines or greater consolidation ratios?
So we've got a license to help with that. It's a great license. It's called the Data Center License for Windows Server. And that license, designed for virtualization, gives you the right per processor to run an unlimited number of virtual machines running Windows Server per processor. So very powerful license.
Okay.
And so when you do the comparison there, often that would be for a box that's 2 processors. So you need to buy 2 copies of the data center license. The data center license is approximately $2,400 list. Right? So if you look at that, right, for the Microsoft stack, you would need to buy 2 copies of data center plus 1 copy of the System Center offering, because that is licensed per physical box. That comes to approximately $33,000 list. Now let's look at VMware. You still need the data center license, right? So you would still buy 2 licenses of data center, plus you would buy a copy of VI3 Enterprise, right? And you would also buy a copy of Virtual Server. So again, for 5 boxes, that would come to a total of approximately $73,000. So we're talking 33 versus $73,000. Still less than half the price of VMware. So Edwin, we've talked about the numbers, right? But what about functionality? The comparison I've made is System Center and our Windows Server 2008, which includes Hyper-V, versus VI3 and Virtual Center. How do they compare?
Well, when you look at the 2 products functions-wise, they're very close in terms of overall functionality in the virtualization space. And in fact, if you include the new Windows Server 2008 R2 release, which includes the live migration feature, they're on par in terms of the virtualization features, including things like migration, optimizations, and capabilities. But one thing that people don't always remember is that when you use the System Center suite, you get the rest of the System Center tools, which includes configuration management, operations monitoring, and data protection and backup. So we're going to do that for both the virtual and for the physical machine. So you get all these enhanced capabilities when you compare the System Center suite against the virtual infrastructure suite from VMware.
So what I hear you saying is, in fact, the comparison is actually, doesn't in fact include a lot of features that you get by getting the System Center suite. You get the physical and virtual, you get the app level management, and you get, of course, the ability to manage both Microsoft Hyper-V as well as VMware's ESX. So wait a minute, there are some comparisons that we've seen out there that don't just look at the cost of Microsoft software versus VMware, but in fact include things like hardware and memory and network, and it seems to confuse the issue a bit. So maybe you can provide some clarity.
Sure, a lot of the price comparisons are adding hardware back into the cost comparisons. And then they're using a feature called overcommit, which is the ability to provide more memory than is actually physically available on servers. And they're relying on a ratio that's much higher than most people in the industry are able to see. In the end, it's a question of whether or not you're paying Microsoft or VMware in terms of the software that you're buying, not as much in terms of the hardware. Also, there's a variety of different configurations. You may already have the hardware. Your hardware costs may differ. You might already own Windows. If you already own Windows, then the cost comparison comes even higher in terms of comparing the System Center suite and the VI3 suite that comes from VMware.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. In fact, we have a product, right? Microsoft Hyper-V Server, which is our standalone bare metal hypervisor, which you can download for free. So in fact, if you already have licenses to Windows, you can download this. And in that case, your only cost with Microsoft is buying System Center. So in that case, if you compare that stack, right, the free hypervisor plus System Center versus VMware, where you're still buying VI3 and you're still buying Virtual Center, you're now talking about a 1/5 cost ratio. Literally $9,000 approximately for Microsoft versus $49,000 for 5 physical hosts with VMware. So, regardless whether you're using our enterprise license, our data center license, or you're using our free hypervisor, we are significantly better value than VMware. So what I would encourage you to do at this point is check out our case studies. A lot of our customers are using our products in very large scale, and it's really great to see how they're using it, learn how they're using it. And secondly, download our products. Check them out.